Today, I do have some questions, but at first, I wanted to address some absurdities to which this committee was treated today. First, we have the absurdity from Ranking Member Raskin that somehow the 2024 Senate immigration bill was the solution to our border crisis. No one believes that. It failed because it was a lousy bill. It was an amnesty bill. In fact, it was such a bad bill that it failed to pass. Somehow, the idea that House Republicans are responsible for its demise is absurd because it failed in the Senate 43 to 50, including 6 Democrats voting no. Meanwhile, the Senate Democrats refused to take up a real border security bill, H.R. 2. Secondly, the absurdity that somehow anchor babies should have birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment. And yes, I said it, anchor babies, because that is the appropriate term. These babies serve as anchors to prevent deportation of illegal aliens. As was said earlier, the 14th Amendment involved slaves after the Civil War to prevent Democrat Southerners from depriving those freed slaves of their civil rights. And this idea of birthright citizenship for anchor babies was invented out of whole cloth in a footnote, dicta, not even the actual decision by Justice Brannon in 1982. So I applaud President Trump for that executive order. And then finally, the absurdity that somehow things were better under President Biden than under President Trump. You know, I think it's nice that our libertarian friends at Cato remind us that illegal aliens pay some taxes. That's nice. But I would also remind that the great libertarian economist Milton Friedman once famously said, you cannot have a welfare state and open borders. Those illegal aliens cost us in healthcare expenses, in education expenses, and of course in social welfare expenses, and devastate those programs. Mr. Fabricatore, I'm a medical doctor. I practiced medicine for 30 years. In the early years of my practice, we worried a lot about drugs in terms of overprescription of narcotics by physicians, and we worried about meth dealers making methamphetamine out of Sudafed, often in rural areas. Today, though, we have 100,000 deaths from fentanyl, the great majority of it crossing our southern border. And then, and a lot of people forget this, 50,000 deaths from methamphetamine. It's not made in a trailer in rural Missouri anymore. It's made in Mexico and comes across our southern border. Could you, this is kind of a follow-up question to the question Representative Nod asked Ms. Vaughn. How has our porous border contributed to the drug problem in the United States?
Yeah, look, the cartel's all about profit. So if they can make a profit in the United States, they're going to make sure that they do so. With the fentanyl that we've had coming in, it's been a boon to the cartels. It's been a boon. They don't care that 100,000 United States citizens are dying every year. That's a cost of business to them. And we should be going after the cartels for poisoning our United States citizens. We're losing 100,000 people a year just off this one drug, and we've done nothing about it this last 4 years. Well, I think that's going to stop now, and we're going to go directly after the cartels for killing our United States citizens.
The cartel leaders are terrorists. I think Trump's executive order makes them eligible for the Soleimani treatment. Ms. Vaughn, you I think touched most on the idea of visa abuse. In my district in Missouri, an illegal alien, once while driving an Uber, once while driving a Lyft, sexually assaulted 2 young women in my district. Now, he was a tourist visa overstayer. Is there anything we can do to crack down on this very common source of illegal immigration, which is coming legally but then overstaying a visa?
Yes, there are a number of things, not one silver bullet, but if we take away the ability of people to work here, that's a disincentive to overstay. But we can also lean on the State Department or enact requirements for them to adjust their visa issuance protocols to address high overstay rates. And ICE needs to do more enforcement on overstays, frankly. And I would also like to see a way to hold the sponsors of some of these visa holders responsible for too much overstaying.